Hey there, this is Cameron Knight, the Marketing Manager for Certum Solutions, and I'm ready to dive into part 2 of our series, Marketing for New Businesses. Part 1 was an introduction to the series, and I'll put a link in the description below in case you haven't seen it yet. In Part 1, we loosely defined what a marketing plan is. To sum up, especially as your business is still growing, the format isn't what's really important, so long as it's full of reliable information that the other decision makers on your team can easily access. Now, part 2 is where we tackle some details of the marketing process. We begin by asking the question, what do we know? More specifically, we'll look at what we know about our business, our competitors, and our customers. This initial info dump is what many sources refer to as the analysis phase of the marketing process. First, let's think about your business at the most basic level. If a stranger asks you, what do you do, or what does your company do, what answer will you give them? Think about the main product or service that you provide to consumers or to companies if you sell business to business. This is known as your core competency. Write your answer down in a few sentences, and then you've got a solid start for an executive summary, which is a paragraph that is almost always found at the beginning of a marketing plan. When I was a freelancer, I might have written something like this. Cameron Knight LLC is a company that provides graphic design and web development services to small businesses and entrepreneurs seeking innovative and artistic web spaces. Here at Certum Solutions, our marketing plan begins with these sentences. Certum Solutions is a group of unique personalities with diverse areas of expertise, collectively forming a vast library of knowledge, which is our number one resource. Our vision is to share our knowledge of bookkeeping, e-commerce, and marketing technology as the best possible solution for growing businesses. Ultimately, we're making our clients' lives easier. It's important to note that it's perfectly fine to have more than one core competency. However, if you offer a wide range of different products or services, each one brings a new set of competitors and challenges that you may face in the market. Now it's time to get into more detail about each and every product and service you offer. You should have a whole list of them somewhere in your plan, but don't worry, these aren't set in stone if you don't want them to be. Enterprise companies discontinue products and services and add new ones all the time, depending on how they perform. If you're a retailer with a very long list of products, you don't necessarily have to write out an exhaustive list, but you should always have a complete list of products that you currently sell, and your marketing plan can point to where that list or web page or spreadsheet is located. As you look at each of your products or services, think about what similar items are offered by someone else. You may want to make a note of these under your own offerings or in a separate section addressing your competition. Consider these three different categories of competition. Direct competitors are those that offer similar products or services that are comparable economically, referring to price range, and functionally, referring to what the offering can actually accomplish. Indirect competitors are those that offer similar items that differ economically or functionally. And substitute competitors offer something completely different that can accomplish the same things in the same price range as your offerings. These are subjective categories, but they can help you think about market competition from different angles. Now it's time to research these competing companies. Perhaps in a new section, list the competitors that you're aware of and start filling in some information that you can search for, such as their market share percentage, their general strengths and weaknesses, and how their budget compares to yours if that information is made public. Here is where you should also make some notes about your customers and what kind of experience you want them to have. Who is the ideal customer? What kind of potential consumer needs were you thinking of when you devised your services or chose which products to sell? How do you want people in general to react to your brand? And we'll talk more about the concept of your brand in a later video. In order to start painting this picture of your ideal customer and what you want them to do, let's take a look at the buying process. There are generally 4 steps to the buying process. Need recognition, which is the moment a consumer realizes that they may need to buy something in order to solve a problem or fill some kind of gap in their day-to-day experience. Information search, which is when they Google some potential solutions to their need, or they start looking around a local store and they compare prices or functionality, or sometimes just which one they like the best. The third step now is the purchase decision, and that is when they decide which solution to go with. I should add, though, that this step is not over until the actual transaction is complete. because whether it's while walking through the store on your way to checkout or while navigating a website with a really convoluted checkout process, it's so easy to reconsider your decision and go back to the information search step. The final step is known as post-purchase behavior, in which the consumer leaves a review of your company online, good or bad, or returns them for store credit, or tells their friends and family about their experience. This is important because the story they share post-purchase contributes to the information search of others. It could become someone else's need recognition if they hear it from a friend, or on the other hand, it could stop someone in their tracks before they follow through with a purchase they were planning on making. Leading up to the strategy phase, it will also be helpful to think about how you could interact with customers who are already loyal to your company. Customers who are loyal to a competing company, or customers who aren't necessarily sold on any company in particular, but they've always bought the product or service that just best fits their needs. And those who have never bought your offering or competitors, perhaps because they haven't had that need recognition step in your category of business. When you start to think in terms of how can I convert these other types of customers to those that are loyal to my company, then you're ready for the strategy phase, which we'll cover in our next video. Again, this is Cameron Knight, the Marketing Manager with Certum Solutions, and I hope you enjoy the series. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe if you'd like to see more.